Are you sure this is okay?
You're in country, dude. Live a little. Now, she's pretty sensitive, so go easy on the throttle, okay?
All right.
Alright guys, I wanted to talk about, because there's not many videos, it's time to do some updates. Most of the videos on this scooter were from years ago, and not very many people worked on these things apparently, so I'm going to show you guys how to do some stuff. So this is the Roketta version of the 257cc engine, which is a Yamaha Majesty engine, which is really interesting, or more commonly known as the Vogue, or the Glider, or the Janway 250cc engine. It's basically a Yamaha engine is what it is. It's the YYC, I want to say the YYC 250 Yamaha motor for the Yamaha Majesty. You know, it's a great engine. It run forever. Get a ton of miles on these things. But one thing that specifically needs to be checked on these bigger scooters is the oil in the gear case, and it's so simple to change. Now, bear in mind, guys, I only have this cover off because I'm inspecting it. This is my first time getting inside this cover since I bought it. I wanted to make sure that the belt had been changed here recently, which it has. It also looks like at one point they put a new clutch on here. I can tell because these nuts were removed here semi-recently, and this clutch is working very, very well, so clearly somebody was in here. I also noticed that the water pump right here has some gasket seal around it, so clearly somebody just changed the water pump or fixed the thermostat housing in the water pump. So this has had some work, which is good, and somebody was maintaining it and keeping up with things. So, but today we're going to talk about how to change your gear oil, which is really easy. We're going to use 80-90 weight gear oil. All you're going to do is pull this one bolt right here, let it drain out, and then on the top of the tire right there, let me get a flashlight so you guys can see. This is really hard to do laying down. Give me one sec. Oh boy. You'll see right there that it has a fill port right there. That black fill port right there. And you'll go until oil starts coming up to the top of that, and then you're done. So other than that, it's just that little bolt down at the bottom. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to take all this off. I took this off because I wanted to do an inspection. This is really easy to change the gear oil on this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and assume it's probably never been done. We're going to change it. I've got some 80-90 weight, so let me pop this off. We'll see what it looks like. So the gear oil doesn't look that bad. It's currently draining right now, but I will say there are a lot of metal shavings in it. It was very good time to change this. What is going on here, flashlight? There we go. It was definitely a good time to change this. It still smells alright and the viscosity looks good, but I can see shiny little gear shards coming down with this. So, unfortunately, it was probably in there a bit too long. It was just churning that gear material up. I can see a lot of little shiny flakes in it constantly just coming out of there. So, it's good that I'm changing this now. So just go until this thing drains, and as soon as it stops, go ahead and put your plug back in. And then fill this thing up until it starts coming out the top up there. So once you notice that it starts coming back out, that's when it's got enough gear oil. So I should have plenty to do this job. Looks like it's starting to slow down now. So we'll just let this sit for a while. Gear oil is thick stuff, but there's definitely a lot of sparkly stuff in here, which is gear shroud shredding. It's basically just gear shredding. And you don't want that just constantly circulating inside your gear chamber here, because that'll just destroy your gears over time. It smells like the original break-in oil. So this has been in here for 7,000 miles. This should have been changed a long time ago, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I'm finding all sorts of fun stuff with this scooter as I go, but I mean, clearly somebody took good care of it because it runs really good. They were doing their best to keep up with the maintenance. So, all right, let me finish up here. So basically I just pulled the plug now. I've got all that tight down there, and we're going to be using some 80 weight, 90 weight. There you guys can see that. It's SAE high performance gear oil. You're just going to go until this thing's full. It's kind of playing the guessing game, so just watch it and make sure, try not to make sure it overflows. You're just going to keep squeezing until you see it come out. So just be paying attention. You might be here a little while. Just take it slow so that you guys don't overflow. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to be doing this until I see it come out. So, alright, and then put your screw back in and you're done. Just to be clear, if you do have any excess, what'll happen is there's a runoff port. You see it there at the top. if it has too much, that drain hose will leak oil onto the back tire. So just remember, when you first take it out to ride it, if it feels like it's got too much, it will spew it out of that breather hole until it doesn't, till it's not over full anymore, if that makes any sense. So just make sure to watch your back tire, because obviously if it does spew on the back tire, well then guys, you've got oil on your back tire. So just take it really slow when you first fill it up and cruise her around the block, you know, and if there's any oil on there when you get back, take some dish soap and clean it all off and make sure that it's not going to slide out from underneath you. You don't want to be riding the scooter with oil on there and have it slide out from underneath you. So there you go, running like a top. Everything's good to go. Running nice and cool, nice and quiet. Got this thing pretty much tuned up, and then next project, brand new scooter tire going on there, 130/60 by 13. I ordered my spoons to do it, and thing already has a center stand, so that'll make it a lot easier. So now it's had all the fluids completely changed on this thing. Everything is good to go. That's running like a top. 8,000 miles on it for a 2007. It's running primo. Beautiful little bike, man. Just gorgeous. Ridiculous.
Awesome! It's like a dream! It's like a dream!